Zelensky moves to replace his own prime minister in a sweeping political shakeup aimed at reshaping Ukraine's government. Ukraine's government enters a major transition as Zelensky orders a broad cabinet reset and leadership overhaul. A political earthquake hits Kyiv as the government is reshuffled amid mounting wartime and domestic pressures. A new cabinet and a new strategy are promised, but Ukraine's political uncertainty continues to deepen. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to replace Prime Minister Yulia Svyrydenko after just 1 year in office. The announcement has triggered the resignation of Ukraine's entire government, according to a Reuters report on the political shakeup. Zelensky said the cabinet reshuffle was necessary to implement an updated political strategy and strengthen Ukraine's wartime governance. Volodymyr Zelensky said, and I quote, "I am grateful to Yulia for her clear, steady, and effective work as Prime Minister, for her years of productive service on Ukraine's team. And I have offered her the opportunity to lead a new and important area of relations with a key partner. I expect that, together with MPs, we will make the corresponding changes in the government of Ukraine." Unquote. Svyrydenko became Prime Minister in July 2025 after spending several years leading Ukraine's economic development and reconstruction agenda. The government overhaul comes as Kyiv continues to face intense domestic and international scrutiny over several high-profile corruption investigations. Reuters said the so-called Midas case has emerged as Ukraine's biggest corruption scandal in recent years involving state-owned enterprises. The investigation focuses on alleged kickbacks worth around $100 million linked to contracts at Ukraine's state nuclear company, Energoatom. Reuters said potential successors include former Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, Digital Minister Mikhailo Fedorov, and Energoatom Chief Serhiy Koretsky. In a serious setback for Ukraine, it now appears unlikely that the country will be able to fully capitalize on Donald Trump's recent promise to help it build Patriot missiles. Ukraine will, in all likelihood, not be able to produce its own Patriot missiles despite Washington's formal approval. These developments were revealed by informed sources who spoke to international media on July 10th. Officials and experts say it simply isn't safe for Ukraine to host Patriot missile production lines while the war with Russia is still underway. Instead, the new interceptors are most likely to be manufactured in Germany or another European country. Only once the war with Russia ends, and Ukraine's territory and skies are safer, can production realistically be shifted to Ukrainian soil. Trump pledged to give Ukraine a license to produce Patriots during his meeting with Zelensky at the NATO summit. However, he also made clear that Washington would not supply those interceptors directly from US stocks.
Mr. President, will you allow Europe to make Patriot interceptors in Europe? Are you comfortable with licensing?
About what? Tell me.
Patriot interceptors to be made in Europe.
And you're talking with respect to Ukraine. Well, we're going to talk about that. You know, look, it's a defensive weapon, which I like, better than an offensive weapon. It's the best. So I was saying we have an aircraft carrier, which is one of the most beautiful in the world. It's one of the biggest, the Abraham Lincoln. And 2 months ago, we had 100, I told this story yesterday, we had 111 missiles shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. They were shot at the aircraft carrier over a period of about 1 hour. 111 missiles going to a very expensive ship, and every one of those missiles was knocked down. Pretty much most by Patriots, but by other means also, as you know.
Yeah.
Other less expensive means. It's even better when you do that. But out of the 111 missiles, every one of them was shot down. It didn't hit the ship, and you know, bad things happen, right, when that happens. So think of that, over a period of 1 hour, these missiles are coming at you, and every one of them shot down. So I think one of the things we're going to be talking about is, as you know, the companies, we have great power over the companies. Those companies that make the Patriot and make all of the great stuff, the Tomahawks, all of the great stuff. We have the best stuff. Many things. The Patriot's great, but we have many, many great things. You see that with Venezuela. You see it with Iran. Look, Iran has been wiped out. Iran, their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, everything's gone. But one of the things I think we're going to be talking about today, a little birdie told me this about the fact that we'll give them the right to make Patriots. We'll show them how to do it. It's very complex, actually, but it's you'll figure out the complexity quickly. And we're talking about that, and the company that makes them, which is building now 4 plants, all of our companies will be able to do this in 2 to 3 months. If you order a Patriot, now you have to wait a long time for them. Same thing with Tomahawks. We have a lot of certain equipment, but with they call it the elite equipment, and you don't need elite equipment necessarily for a war. But so one of the things we're going to be talking about is we're going to give a license to you to make Patriots. That's pretty cool, right? This way you can't complain that we're not giving them enough. I say make them yourself. We haven't informed the company of that yet, but that'll work out all right. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. But they'll be able to do it. You'll be able to figure that out. Most countries couldn't do that. No. If I said that to most countries, they wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But this is a very ingenious group, and what I like about that, it's a defensive situation as opposed to an offensive. But I think one of the things you might want to be talking about is that. That's what I heard. Little birdie told me that.
President Zelensky has said that Ukraine needs Patriot missiles now. Over 50 Ukrainians have died in recent airstrikes just in the last few days. So in addition to these production licenses, which will take time, would you consider
not that much time, actually.
Would you consider providing any to Ukraine immediately?
We have Patriots, but we don't have that many. We need them for ourselves too. Some, but I think they can produce them pretty quickly. Once we explain it, we'll bring the company here. You work with the company. They have a great ability to produce weapons, pretty complex weapons.
Will you go to Ukraine?
Will I go to Ukraine?
Will you go to Ukraine?
I would, yeah. When it's over. I'd rather have the war be over. I'm not sure Secret Service would be thrilled right now, but you know what? I would like to go. I think the people are incredible, and I mean, like Kyiv, it would be nice to get it before any more damage is done. To be honest, it's such a beautiful city, right? And yeah, I would go to Ukraine at the right time.
Do you have any deadline? Do you have any deadline when you want to reach a deal between Ukraine and Russia? Do you have any deadline in that regard?
No, I don't have a deadline. You can't have a deadline. It's it's too much going on. But I think you're going to have a deal. I think I've been very good. We had certain deals like Azerbaijan and some of the deals that we made, and they've been going on for 32 years. And they said it's an impossible thing to get them solved. Eight different deals. Even in the Congo, it was. Think of it. You have the Congo and Rwanda. That was 14 million people dead. A lot of them with machetes. It's a horror. We got that one solved, or it flares up every once in a while, I must say. But we got deals done that weren't doable. But if you look at India and Pakistan, they were at it. We get that. We get them done, and when we get them done, I find that people are not anxious to go back into it. I think we'll have you once mentioned the word security guarantee in the Oval Office.
Yep.
And I think they're going to need some kind of a security guarantee, but we're going to work with them. That's important.